thing, Mr.
Brown.
At this point in time, I've advised Antonio not to say anything, but we'll be speaking soon, and we thank you guys.
Lots of fans. You don't want to say anything to your fans, man?
Anything? Antonio, this has been a strange,
Get the car,
strange
bro. I
week.
need you acting like my chaperone. Get the car.
Anything you'd like to say?
Who is most to blame for this drama in Pittsburgh?
Skip, I think there's enough blame to go around, but let's start with AB. The most important game of the Pittsburgh Steelers season didn't matter to Antonio Brown. What mattered to Antonio Brown was Antonio Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Selfish. See, he experienced something that Julio Jones didn't experience. He experienced something that Mike Evans, true #1 receivers, with their robbing the second receiver, leading the team in catches and yardage.
Yep.
That's what bothered him.
Yep.
That's the problem that he got with it, Big Ben, because Big Ben is showing somebody else some love. Hold on, wait a minute. If I'm the guy.
Safety Justin Reed. Bear in mind, this guy's on an entirely different team. But he tweeted, I respect his game, but I can't wait to smash this dude. Speaking of AB, no.
You know, I train Justin Reed, so we've kind of texted back and forth about what he said. And from what he tells me, he's a man of his word. So he says that will happen. And I think the world is kind of starting to see it now. Even other players around the league who have no affiliation with the Oakland Raiders, with the Pittsburgh Steelers, they're kind of over the antics. They know that there is a code that has been broken here with Antonio Brown. And if you think back to that game against the Saints, Juju Smith-Schuster is on the sideline crying about the fumble, crying about maybe having lost the postseason opportunities for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And what is Antonio Brown doing? He's smiling and taking pictures with Michael Thomas. You know why? Because he went off that day. He killed Marshawn Lattimore. He had 2 touchdowns because he's about stats. He's about money. And now he'll get his money in Oakland. If Derek Carr can find a way to get the ball to him, I believe he'll be successful and get his stats, but that's all he cares about. And he's showing his true colors of not being a good teammate. And whether this is controversial or not, I really don't care. And now finally showing y'all that he's just not a good human.
So Shannon, I start with you. If you ran a team, would you be interested in signing AB? Do you give him a shot?
Nope. Skip, I wish him the best. I believe he's paid his debt to society via fine. He's on probation. I believe if he served this 8-game suspension, he would have paid his debt to the NFL. But I can't trust him. Skip, we can debate how good Antonio Brown is or isn't. We can debate that till the cows come home. But there's one thing that's beyond debate at this point. He quit on 2 teams. He quit on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mm. He quit on the Raiders. That's fact. That's not innuendo. Mm-hmm. That's not speculation. That is factual. Mm-hmm. And for that, I cannot have him on my team. Now, I wish him the best, and if somebody assigns him, I hope he goes out there and lights it up. And I'll be willing to live with that. But I can't trust him on my team.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to the Super Bowl. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to the Super Bowl. That's what the hell AB means. Now, do they need him per se? The reality of the situation is you add Antonio Brown to the mix. He's better than all of us. He's better than all of us. And then you got Brady flat out balling.
Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Curry Mac, back with another video. Back with another one. Y'all seen the title of this video. If you clicked on it, that made sense. Y'all know I'm a huge Steelers fan if you watch me at all. This is insane. Oh man. I had no idea if anybody was gonna take him. I had no idea if any teams were gonna take a risk. But you know, after this whole pandemic, somebody was gonna need a receiver. Somebody was gonna need somebody, you know what I mean? And I just didn't think it was gonna be this team. Before we kind of get into this, one, we gotta crack open a rain. Yep. Go ahead. Ooh. Oh. Razzleberry. Gotta wake up a little bit. And two, we gotta get into the football you know who spirit, you know what I mean? The guy that we're about to talk about, we gotta get in his spirit. So, in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, I'm back. So yeah, I had to pull out the Antonio Brown throwback Bumblebee jersey. So I've had this jersey for a minute. I was a huge Antonio Brown fan. And obviously, like with everything that happened with AB, it's unfortunate, but you know, I'm glad to see him hopefully back on his feet and, you know, on a good team. But the team that I'm shocked is he went with the Bucs. He went with the Bucs. I mean, I am, like, this is the thing, I am shocked, but I'm not, because Tom Brady roots for this guy so much, and I think Tom Brady just sees the talent, and he's like, I know I can hold this guy down. Like, Tom Brady must, like, know something. Like, he must be, like, you know, I've had someone like Randy Moss, I've had Deion Branch, like, he's had Gronk, he's had Aaron Hernandez, who's killed people, so maybe Tom Brady, like, none of this is gonna phase him. He's like, man, I can take care of AB. Don't worry about it, you know. So that's kind of scary, you know what I mean? And if they connect really well, like this team, the thing I don't get is, like, we already know the Bucs have a great offense. They're amazing, you know what I mean? I know Godwin's been hurt or whatever, but you still have one of the best receivers with Mike Evans, and you got Rob and the other tight end, Cameron Brate. Like, that's pretty good. So why strengthen a strength? You know what I mean? Why not strengthen a weakness that you guys have? But their defense is pretty good too. The thing that shocks me the most about all this is, as a Steelers fan, you know, and I was a huge AB, like, you know, the Steelers always find a way to draft good young receivers, all right? So, like, right now we have Deontay Johnson. I think he's kind of like our next AB. His route running is phenomenal. He can return. He looks like a special player. And back then, when AB was still on the come up, that's when I was, like, already a huge fan of AB too. I was like, this dude's going to be somebody. So I went and already got this jersey. So I had this jersey for a minute, you know what I mean? And it sucks, man. I was thinking about burning it and everything, but why burn a nice jersey, Steelers jersey? And people deserve second chances, you know. And I know this guy's had multiple, but it's been a long time. He's got fined. He's got baby mama issues, whatever the case may be. People hating on him. He tried going through a music career, and it was the, let me play my guitar.
Somebody give a guitar.
He's playing guitars and whatnot. Like, it's just terrible. I'm tired of it. I just want to see him back on the field and happy. He's one of the hardest working dudes in the NFL, and he's not even playing. So what I kind of want to go over is I want to look at some of what his deal is, when he can come back and play, which I think is week 9. And my biggest thing is Bruce Arians. Because Bruce Arians said he was not going to bring AB onto this team. And now there was resources saying a bunch of teams were actually looking at AB, and Seattle was one of the bigger teams. I thought he was going to go to Seattle, to be honest. Which I don't know if that would have been a good mix. I don't know. Pete Carroll's kind of like Mike Tomlin. He's a good players coach, and the only thing is, like, Russell Wilson's a great leader, so maybe it would have worked a little better over there, you know. But maybe AB just has this mountain full of respect for Tom Brady. I don't know. I mean, that's what it seems like anyway. So I kind of want to look at a couple things, and then I might as well go a little old school, like react to some of his old videos, man. His old highlights, get a little hype in here. Like, I think that'd be dope. So, but without further ado, make sure you guys comment, like. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Subscribe. Let's get it. Alright, yo. First thing, let's go ahead and look at Antonio Brown's stats. Just to give you guys an idea of what this dude was doing on a daily what this guy was doing on a day-to-day basis, all right? So remember, this guy was drafted in the 6th round. He's got 7 Pro Bowls, four-time All-Pro, and he was like runner-up for MVP the one year. And this dude really didn't get his career starting, I would say, until like I graduated in like 2013. So he's only like 5'10", little guy. But if you look here in 2010, y'all can see targeted 19 times, 16 catches, 160 yards. Like, this dude was nothing yet. He was, I don't even know if he was returning kicks at that point. You drop down to 2011. Look at that huge jump. Look at what they saw in him. He had 1,100 yards on 69 catches. Like, 1,000 yards, like, even some of the best receivers in the game don't always get 1,000 yards, you know what I mean? If they miss a game or whatever, you know. He only started 3 games too. Pretty crazy, huh? Then the following year, he got hit with some injuries or whatever, but started 10 games, almost 800 yards. And then basically, right here, y'all see it. From 2013 all the way down to 2018, this dude's been the most consistent receiver I've probably ever seen. At least 100 catches each of those 6 years or whatever. At least 1,200 yards, you know. I mean, look at this one, 1,800 yards, 136 catches. I think that was like a record. It was a record. Touchdowns weren't always the most, you know what I mean? Where's his touchdowns at? Right here. You know, his last year in Pittsburgh was 15. But you go ahead and the game against New England, he had a nice little 4-catch, 56 yards and a touchdown with Tom Brady. And then that was it. They were done playing together. So if we go ahead, let's look at this one. Because Bruce Arians, Steelers' old offensive coordinator, said, oh no, we don't want him. So is this your team? Are you coaching it, or is Tom Brady coaching it? Now I understand, like, people can change their mind, but not when you already know somebody. You feel me? So, a little desperation appears to have healed any wounds between Antonio Brown, Bruce Arians, months after the Buccaneers. The star wide receiver finalized a 1-year contract. So he's only going to be making about $1 million compared to what he was making. While Tom Brady has been the 32-year-old Browns' biggest supporter. So yeah, I understand. Yeah, I understand that Mike Evans, Chris Godwin's been a little hurt or whatever. So this is probably what kind of jump-started this. This doesn't really tell me anything. So yeah, right now I'm not seeing anything about Bruce Arians talking about this Antonio Brown situation. The only thing is Bruce Arians knows how much Tom Brady wants him, right? And it almost seems like Bruce Arians is like, all right, Tom Brady, we got one of our best 3 players on the offensive side got hurt. You know, Howard, Mike Evans is banged up, Godwin hasn't been playing like all year, so he's like, all right, maybe this could work. And they're not getting them for any huge abundance of money. You know what I mean? It's not that bad. So Bruce Arians is probably looking at it like, all right, if it doesn't work, we'll just cut him like everybody else, you know? So this is a good opportunity to help us in the postseason if we can make it there. And maybe, let's say the Bucs don't like him. I'm sure Antonio Brown is probably going to play the rest of this year. As long as he doesn't do anything stupid, but he really has, I'm assuming, because we haven't heard anything, has worked on his anger and worked on these little issues that has been going on with him. Most players wouldn't get another chance in the NFL if they pulled what Brown has in the last year and a half. But Brown is obviously not like most players. I mean, after he was done in 2018, he was arguably one of the best receivers in the game. And like, how could you question it? Top 3, top 5, top 2, number 1, whatever. he was definitely a top 5 receivers in the league, and numbers show. You know, prior to his exit from Pittsburgh, Brown was arguably the best receiver in football. In 6 seasons between 2013 and 2018, Brown averaged 114 catches. That's a lot. Averaged 1,500 receiving yards. That's a lot. And 11 touchdowns a year. That's a lot. Some of those skills might have faded at age 32 and after a year out of the league, but even a fraction of Brown's pass production would give Brady another devastating target alongside Evans, Godwin. That was one of my favorite things about Antonio Brown, is his durability was insane. Like, he did not slow down even a bit his last year in Pittsburgh. He looked like he did when he first came out almost. You know, him coming in and out of his breaks was still incredible, you know what I mean? So my only issue with all this is this gonna work with Antonio Brown and the whole Bucs in the locker room? You know what I mean? Is this all gonna work out if he doesn't get his targets, or is he even gonna start right away? You know what I mean? He's gonna have to learn the playbook, and it seems like he did pretty well when he went to Oakland, but he had plenty of time. You know, he had the OTAs and all that stuff. Here, he's just jumping in mid-season. The other thing is the Bucs. Is the Bucs team okay with it? Is all the other players around Tom Brady and Bruce Arians okay with it? You know what I mean? How is Mike Evans gonna feel, or Godwin? You know what I mean? Like, these guys, Jameis Winston throwing them 100 targets a year to both of them for the past couple years, to now, well, now we got Antonio Brown who's gonna want some catches. Like, is this gonna build animosity? Like, are one of them gonna want to leave if Antonio Brown takes up a lot of this attention or whatever it might be? I don't think so. I don't know too much about Godwin. I'm a big fan of Godwin. I actually think he's better than Mike Evans. I think he's a better route runner. Mike Evans is I think he's just a big body receiver. I always kind of like the littler guys just because I think they work harder for it. I'm not saying that's always true, but that's just like Antonio Brown, you know, he's like an underdog. I like it. It's just how I am. But I mean, that's something we're gonna have to wait and see. Like, hopefully this can all work out, you know. And what's crazy is we see Le'Veon Bell go to the Chiefs. I don't think that's gonna be as big of a deal. They are kind of hurting at running back. Like, the rookie, he did all right like week 1 in this past game, but he hasn't really been doing much. So we'll see, you know. As a Steelers fan, y'all see we're 5-0, and we don't have any of this drama anymore, and it feels good. And you see how happy we look. Is talent always better than just naturally playing football and being happy? You know, like, knowing that you can play together as a team and have fun is way better than having a bunch of drama queens on the team and getting frustrated at each other. You see what's going on in Cleveland. They got probably one of the best teams on paper, and look what they've been doing. Now, that some people argue that could be just a quarterback thing, but I don't know. I think this is just something we're gonna have to wait and see, guys. It's gonna happen. I know the Seahawks were pushing real hard, and Antonio Brown had to make a decision, but he knows he could play with Tom Brady, so why not go to him? I was just a little surprised because of who they have, you know what I mean? But so what I want to do is I just want to kind of react to some of Antonio Brown's Antonio Brown highlights. We'll just go ahead and look at this little one. We don't got to do anything too crazy.
CBS Sports HQ, and it is big news. Antonio Brown of the Buccaneers have reached an agreement on a 1-year deal. That's according to an ESPN report.
Ooh.
After week 8, he was suspended for multiple violations of the league's personal conduct policy. AB caught his last touchdown from Tom Brady while playing for New England last year. His next touchdown catch will be thrown by Tom Brady while playing for Tampa Bay.
Check out these stats, man, dude. I was such a big AB fan, man. I just loved watching him. All right, come on, let's get it. Show us something, AB. Come on. Yep. My boy AB, let's get it. I think that was the first game of the season, 2018. So he ain't even really running there. I think that was in overtime, or we were just about to go in overtime. Oh, he's wide open here. Woo! Trust me, I remember all these. Like I said, I'm a huge AB fan. This was one of his best games. A lot of clutch moments this game. Then Mike Thomas came back, scored. Oh, that pissed me off a lot that game. Woo! Look at Big Ben, man. Look at the movement in the pocket. Like, that's the other thing, like, Antonio Brown has had so many clutch moments as a receiver. Like, I know Big Ben makes a lot of receivers look good, but I think there was times AB definitely made Ben look good. I know he used to target him a lot and it would force a lot of interceptions, but oh, here's the Bucs. Oh yeah. Dude, look at him break out of that. Dude, look at this. He's like, oh, time to go. Just quick, dude. Quick. Look at that, man. Two of them right there. Ran right by him. Man, I'm starting to have second thoughts about it. It's bringing back old memories. Like, this might be really good for the Bucs. If Tom Brady likes to throw it short, you can just give it to AB and just let him run. Because nobody's as good after the catch than AB, unless he lost it. I'll tell you that right now. AB got destroyed that game. That was terrible. This was a heck of a throw by Ben. He was like triple covered. Look at him. Safety even comes back to help, and that window was so small.
This is his longest reception of the year, and he gets inside of Kirkpatrick, and then the
Dude, he just makes it look so easy, man. Little out route. This makes me miss him, man.
There again on the touchdown play.
I've always said he was the best receiver I've ever seen that can catch with his pads. You know, you're supposed to catch with your hands. This dude would always just catch it into his body, but he never dropped it. He was so good at it. I don't even know if he'd ever look it in it that much either, you know? Dude, we killed it that game. Blew them out. They're showing some really good highlights. This is the one with the flip at, oh no. That's not that one. This was the broken coverage one. He's like, man, I'm open. Let me just score here. Woo. And then this is a little AB action here in New England. He was always good at that little push-off too, huh? So, I just kind of wanted to react to this a little bit, you know what I mean? I wanted to talk about how I felt and, you know, if I think it's going to be a good idea. And I was just surprised with the way Bruce Arians was talking, and, you know, he was young then, so maybe Bruce Arians, like Tom Brady probably talked to him down, like, hey, like, I know AB now, he's changed, or he wants to change and he needs help, you know, just stuff like that. So but man, I miss AB. It was cool. Don't get it twisted though. I'm happy with the Steelers, obviously. I love where we're at. We're doing so good. So but yeah, AB baby, I hope things work out, man. You were one of my favorite Pittsburgh Steelers players. Just on the field. Off the field, you know, you were a mess, and for our team. But that being said, basically done with this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys got something out of it, and maybe if you weren't an AB fan, maybe you are now, or vice versa. Like, I'm just trying to shine a little light on this, and like, everything doesn't have to be negative, you know what I mean? Like, people deserve second chances, or even third chances, man. Like, nobody's perfect. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you comment, like, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. It's your boy Curry Mac out. Let's get it.